How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Crafting Cars. Happy Tuesday. Now in today's video, we're going to be working on my 1992 Dodge Stealth. Now it's been making some bad noises lately. The first one I fixed this morning, it was this idler pulley. The bearing's on its way out. Wasn't sounding the best, kind of making like a grinding noise in the engine bay, so fix that. The second noise it's making, I think I talked about it before, is a really bad exhaust leak. I'll show you guys in a little bit here, but like a couple months back, the front pipe, the back flange on it was warped, and we were able to fix that with a Remflex gasket. But now the flex section on the front pipe is leaking so bad and it sounds terrible. So today, not only are we going to be replacing that flex section, we're going to be replacing the entire front pipe with an aftermarket unit from 3SX. So first things first, we're going to get the Stealth up on the quick jack lifts. I'll do some audio tests, so I'll show you guys what the exhaust leak sounds like, and then I'll set up the camera at the back of the car and give it a few revs so we can hear what the car sounds like before the front pipe and after the front pipe. Now this thing isn't deleting any catalytic converters, it's not bypassing any mufflers or resonators, so the sound shouldn't be too different. Let's go ahead and disconnect our battery. Next, we'll unbolt this flange. Now I'm actually going to replace my oxygen sensor at the same time. So I just got to pull this through here, get at this clip. Let's see. So moving on towards the front of the car, we come across our first flange here. We got a 19mm nut on both sides of the pipe. And I'm going to put some penetrating oil on there, and I should be able to get it loose with the breaker wire. Surprisingly, mine doesn't really look that corroded. Putting a 1/2 inch impact socket on here. Oh, easy. That's nice. There's one. And that one broke free pretty easy too. And there's two. On to the next flange. There's one. And there's two. Now once I remove this exhaust hanger, this thing should be ready to come down. Alright. So here we have them side by side, and as you can see, the differences are crazy. So first things first, we got mandrel bends here. They did two 45s as opposed to a 90 degree on the first bend, and these are not mandrel bends. Now this is not an OEM pipe, it's like a cheap eBay replacement OEM style pipe, but this is exactly how the OEM one is shaped. It's got this 90 degree intersection in it, so that kills your flow, as opposed to the new one, the 3SX one, that has a nice Y merge here. You could see where they merge, this is real skinny, where this is real thick. Slightly bigger port sizes. Yeah, all around this is a much better design. Looks like this does not include the exhaust hanger. It might not need it though, since you pick this one up, it's nice and stiff, or if you pick this one up, it's super floppy. Also, you notice this one is one piece, or this is two pieces that get clamped together. Now, this thing looks really nice, but how does it fit? Let's get back under the car and find out. Well, we ran into our first fitment issue. This little gasket here, it fits really well on the new pipe, and you can see there's only about 1/8 of an inch lip between the pipe flange and the opening on the gasket, where if you hold it up to the catalytic converter flange, the holes, the bolt holes don't line up very good with the gasket holes there, and then the main hole, there's about a 1/4 inch step there. So what I'll probably do is trace a circle onto this flange, and I'll see if I can port this flange here. I got some metal removing tools. I might be able to just shave away a little bit of metal so I can make sure that when the exhaust comes out of here and enters into the cat, it's got nice smooth flow and we reduce any turbulence. So we're finally at the exciting part, installing our new front pipe. Now, for this portion here, I open up the holes on the gasket. So, be able to get our bolts in there now. And then, since it's kind of a imperfect finish here, I got it as flat as I could, and I damaged this gasket a little bit. I will be using some high temp RTV. And then, for the other flanges here, like that guy and that guy, we got brand new OEM Mitsubishi gaskets. So it's gonna be a little tricky, trying to line up the gaskets, and the holes and the studs all at the same time, but it's not impossible. There we go. Even clamping this thing with everything that I had, it seemed it was still leaking. So I went ahead and got it TIG welded up. I prefer that over the clamp any day. So with the 3SX pipe installed, let's see how it sounds at the back of the car. Up front, even after getting that little joint TIG welded, I still hear a little bit of a leak. It could be coming from the rear manifold. Okay, so driving in the car here, it definitely sounds a little different, but that leak sound is still there. It must be coming from the manifold now. Maybe it was hard to hear because the flex pipe leak was covering up before, but yeah, on acceleration it hisses. And then when you're decelerating from, I don't know, kind of letting the revs drop from like 5,000 to 3,000, you hear it there too. Yeah, and I could almost make it pop underneath the car. Oh, that's so weird. One thing's for sure, it doesn't make the exhaust ridiculously loud or anything. Like I said, it's not really bypassing a catalytic converter or a muffler or anything like that. So as far as like the overall decibel level, hasn't really changed much. Yeah, it just almost sounds just a little bit smoother. When you get on the gas, it just sounds like it's kind of revving up smoother and the engine's just running a little bit smoother. Just sounds nice and healthy. Oh. This thing will oversteer if you let off the gas and tap the brakes around the corner. Well, at least we got the pipe installed, you know, you can't win them all. That's kind of how cars go, you know, you can fix one thing and then it just leads you to another problem. One thing I've been trying to track down for a while is a coolant leak on this car. I was able to smell coolant every once in a while, especially at like stoplights, but this thing would never leak, you know, I'd never see a puddle underneath the car until I got under there with the flashlight and I did see a little bit of coolant. It seemed like an external head gasket leak. And the head gaskets were just done on this thing at like 80,000 miles, I believe, and it's at 110,000 miles. But the car did sit for a big portion of its life, so yeah, I don't have time to do the head gaskets right now. I got a huge project coming up on somebody else's project car, and I got to make sure that my Acura Legend's running right. So yeah, we did what we could. Thanks again for tuning in to Crafting Cars. Fitment, like I said, the 3SX pipe, I'm pretty happy with it. Only thing is, like, I didn't have the best luck with that clamping system. Hardware was a little cheap, and I couldn't get it to clamp down tight enough to get an actual seal, so that's why we ended up TIG welding it. Other than that, though, pretty good product. In the distant future for this car, it would be cool just to make my own exhaust system. And if I ever want to go turbo, like if I am going to replace the head gaskets on this thing, I might as well put some head studs in there. Who knows, I might go pistons, rods, and everything. It would be cool to do like a single turbo on this thing. Just keep it front wheel drive. But yeah, that's in a long time. I'm dreaming right now. I got plenty of other stuff I got to work on. So until next time, until next Tuesday, I guess, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.